So my book is currently on sale as an ebook via Amazon. So they've dropped the price right down, which I'm really excited about. And I wanted to share with you what you can expect from my book, both as an ebook and a book. What I love about the ebook in the here is my beloved Kindle is that it's got an interactive contents page so that you can go to whichever card you are curious about or you can't unpick in a reading. Let's go. Where shall we go? Let's go to the Hanged Man, bit of a favourite. You click on the link, she says, hopefully, and hurrah, there it is. So it will get you straight to the card that you want. For each of the cards, for the major arcana, I've got a sort of a nickname or a sort of a concept for me um encapsulates the card, which for the Hanged Man is surrender. A brief description. There are no pictures in my book, not in the Kindle version or the book version, because I'm guessing that if you're reading my book, you probably have your own pictures to go with it. So I just didn't waste the space with pictures, but I have done a brief description. There's associations. For the major arcana, there's advice. For the Hanged Man, I've got look at life with no expectations or preconceived ideas. There's a warning. This cannot be rushed. There's a question. And for the Hanged Man, I've got a quote from Paul Foster Case, which says, "A practical occultist knows there is no difference between the energy that takes form as thought and that which takes form as a diamond." So for each of the major arcana, there's a question as well. My book is all about symbolism. So for each of the cards, I look at some of the images in the Rider Waite cards and try and express it. Perhaps what's unique about my book is I've written a very personal account of the cards as well as a how to read the cards. So in the book, you'll come across these italics. And this is me writing as an individual, as a woman, about where my life is and how tarot has helped to get me to this point. So for the Hanged Man, I talk about COVID. In January 2019, I worked methodically through the year ahead readings for my clients. Two cards dominated everyone's readings, yet neither made sense: the Hanged Man and the Four of Cups. What I was seeing was a slowing down of life that was to come due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So there's more here about the symbolism, quite a lot. It's a wordy book. I also, for each of the cards, have some concepts to think about if it's coming up in a reading. So for the Hanged Man, I've got here, you need to decide what level the card is addressing. Is it mundane? Things will take a little longer. Is it practical? You need to try a different approach, fresh ideas. Or is it spiritual? Suspend your thinking and explore your unconscious for inspiration. I look at the negative side of every card. You can see there's another personal sort of reflection here. And there's loads in this book. I think perhaps the bit that I'm most pleased about is the section on the court cards. So this is the physical book. The physical book is not on sale, though you can still purchase it either from me or from Amazon. It's the ebook that's currently on sale. If we have a look at the physical book, you'll see just how much information you're getting, and you'll see that it is a combined personal story, my personal story, using the tarot to reflect my life, as well as a how to book. So, for the court cards, of course, I go through every court in detail, and I also have a personal sort of nickname for each of the cards. So, for the Page of Cups, it's Dreamer. Let's move on to my favorite card, shall we? The Knight of Cups. Oops, there we go. So, if we have a look at the Knight of Cups here, the other thing I've done for all of the cards, the court cards, is to link them to a fictional character. Because when we bring character and story into tarot, it really brings the tarot alive. So when we look at the Knight of Cups, the fictional character here I've got. I rather like this card, always have. To me, he represents complex characters who will sacrifice their life for their love, like my favourite romantic lead, Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He sacrificed himself to save Buffy, knowing she didn't love him, but he still wanted to save her. I really enjoyed finding the fictional characters to match the court cards. It was a lot of fun. For the Queen of Cups, I've got think of characters that are ruled by their heart, not their head. I would list Tara from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I know, bit of a theme. Love the show. Or Rose from the film Titanic. Just scooting on. Let's have a look at the Knight of Swords. I've got just go. Have a look at the card. It's all about moving forward. The fictional character here, I've got think of any character whose mission dominates their life. This could be a crime-solving detective, a spy with little or no personal life, or who sacrifices their personal life for their work. We will all have our favourites, but I'm going to name Eve Polastri from Killing Eve. So I think I'm really pleased with the in-depth section about the court cards. There's a whole section at the beginning about the questions that I just don't think are asked enough about tarot. Things like ethics, which tarot deck to use, an absolute beginners, where do I start? Can anyone read the tarot? Are tarot cards evil, bad, or damage, or dangerous? How do I cleanse my tarot cards? So all those, I mean, I've listed it here as answering some of those niggly questions about tarot. When it comes to spreads, I don't use complicated spreads. I really don't. I think that the cards are complicated enough. I use simple spreads, and many of my spreads are based around this sort of almost Celtic cross type spread. So my concept about tarot spreads is more about helping you to create your own rather than religiously following other people's spreads. And I feel that the most important part of any tarot spread, and I don't think this is really acknowledged enough in the tarot world, is firstly validation. If you're reading tarot, you need to start either from the past or the present point so that you can validate that you're getting an accurate reading. And I would argue that every tarot spread needs advice. The future's not fixed, so we need to put that advice in. And of course, most people are looking for outcome as well. That's fine. But the outcome without the validation and the advice is pretty useless, in my opinion. So that is the book. Yes, there are a lot of words in there, but you can read it as a book because it's got my life story going all the way through it. Or, of course, particularly if you've got the ebook, which is the book that's currently on sale via Amazon, you can just go straight to the questions that you want to answer and click on the interactive index and answer them. So do head to Amazon, pop my name in, Maddie Alruna. If you're still not sure, have a read of the reviews. I've been so lucky by what people have written about my book.